So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Kahuna Silver here on YouTube. With the next generation of consoles, I really want to talk about this immediately because I think a lot of people are not going to listen, but it needs to be said. You know, so we all know that next generation, you know, is upon us, and when it comes down to the consoles and their power, I'm the last one that should be talking about power because I'm not that kind of guy when it comes to gaming. I'm more so if the game plays, the game plays. But because I am a gamer, and since next gen, the power is all you can really talk about the consoles. I just want to warn you about over promising. I want to talk to you about overpromising with these consoles and what Sony and Microsoft have been doing. So we already seen games that are supposed to be running at 4K or at least 1080p running at 980p. Okay, we see games still running at 30 FPS, not fully 60. We still seeing what people are trying to make into it, like what's it called? What is it called? It's called cinematic mode and like a performance mode. Like a cinematic mode and a performance mode happen. Like you get the 4K visuals but 30 FPS, and you get actual 4K, well dynamic 4K and 60 FPS. Ray tracing is really not working on these new systems because you see ray tracing. That big buzzword that everybody wanted us to talk about at the beginning of the year. You see that now even happening on PlayStation 5 with Demon Souls, and I heard that Miles Morales have low ray tracing. So, because of this, I want to go ahead and just talk about this, and I want to just tell you guys, man, this is a warning from me to you. Now, this is not me being a Nintendo fanboy. It's because these next generation consoles have been hyped up with all this power, and this is the reason why I praise Nintendo a lot, because they don't focus on power. That way, when stuff starts to happen with these systems, they didn't over deliver, they don't promise, they can just continue making games, and whatever happens, they can fix it down the road. But with Sony and Nintendo, with Sony and Microsoft, this stuff is promised at the get go. I understand that it's not going to happen right away, but this stuff is promised at the get go, and that's the reason why you people are buying these systems, because you want to see the ray tracing, you want to see the 4K and the 8K and 120 FPS stuff like that. But when the consoles are underperforming already, and these consoles are not even on the market yet, especially with games being transferred over from last generation games, there's some BS going on here, man, because it's over promising with the consoles. But when you actually think about it, though, this is what makes me question the power argument a lot. A lot of people say this is 2020, this should not be happening, that should not be happening, and new gen, same problems, not being able to meet what they've been promising. So you're either going to go a couple years with upgraded systems, which finally get those big 8K, 120 FPS games, or whatever they're promising with all the business and the ray tracing and all that stuff, or you're going to actually buy these consoles and expect them to get it next year. Like I said, man, these console generations, they don't even launch properly, because they promise all this, and then it comes out not doing what's supposed to. Even on the Xbox Pro, the Xbox X, the One X, and the PlayStation Pro, PlayStation 4 Pro, and everything like that, even on those consoles, they still underdelivered. These were supposed to be the next gen. These are supposed to be the 4K gaming that we're supposed to get, and then the actual next gen is supposed to be strapped to box 4K. Everything working from the jump. But here we are now. We're still hearing about games not really running at the performance rate. And it's surprising to me, with all this new power, all this new tech, and those price taxes and those models and whatever's going on, y'all still hearing no problems. Now, this is the reason why I don't buy into these consoles hype. Again, with the Switch, all I was promised was I'd be able to take my console gaming on the go, and I got that. That's all I was promised. I wasn't promised no motion controls. I wasn't really promised no real features. Of course we heard about we heard about HD Rumble. Of course we heard about the Joy Cons and all that stuff like that. But all I promised is that I'll be able to do this and hook it up to my TV. That was the whole big thing. I would have multiplayer at the box. That's what I was promised, and that's what I got. Sorry, my iPad lit up once again. I really should get back to texting somebody, but That's why I got out the box. Now HD Rumble is used, but who's paying attention to it? It's used. Motion controls work in some games that will actually do motion control, but other than that, yeah, man, I don't buy the power stuff, and this is the main reason why I don't buy power. Because if I was on new gen consoles, that I should be seeing this stuff happen right away. You're promising this stuff out the box. You're promising everything out the box. I should be seeing it out the box as well. And this is why I also say power doesn't matter. Because if these consoles and optimization is still giving them trouble, even at this point, people say, "Oh, well, the game is not well optimized." It's a new generation. If it's coming from current gen to next gen, it should have no problem being optimized. You feel me? You feel me? Like, if you're having problems optimizing now, even with current gen games, imagine when they get to the bigger stuff that's supposed to be next generation exclusive. Underperforming already at launch. This is the reason why I'm not that excited. This is the reason why I said I will pick up a console later. Oh, I'll pick up the console later. Like, I'm not gonna treat it like I did the Switch, because for the longest time I didn't even pick up the Switch because you know why? I had a Wii U that played Mario Kart and Zelda. I didn't start wanting the Wii U until Splatoon 2, ARMS, Mario Odyssey, and Xenoblade Chronicles came out. And would you know, those were my first games. So, yeah, take it as you will, man. You can call me Nintendo fanboy all that, but I got what I was promised out of here. Well, you get what you promised out of your systems. Underperforming already. Now, I'm not trying to speak bad about PlayStation and Xbox because they got some good games coming to the consoles, and games I want to play. I want to pick up one right away, but I gotta wait and see what's going to happen in the coming years. Yes, because you know what? So far, I have no reason because a lot of these games are still going to be played on their current gen systems. Like, I'm not seeing nothing really exclusive besides Final Fantasy 16. Yeah. But other than that, I can wait on next gen. If power is not really an issue right now, if I don't really need the power right now, then I can wait on the games. This is when the true games start coming out now. If that was a brand out like a new Sonic available on like PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X exclusive, then I would be jumping for joy for that game, like something like that. Or Crash Bandicoot 5 is PlayStation 5 exclusive, or some crap like that. I would jump for joy and go buy a PlayStation 5 because I got games I wanted. That's the only thing. That's the reason why I buy new games. That's the main reason why you should buy a game console. When you see games that you wanted. Now, like I did with the Switch, I didn't buy a game until I seen that I wanted. Same thing with my Wii U. I really didn't want to dive into the Wii U until I saw new Super Mario U and thinking about the next Zelda and Smash Bros. And got a Wii U because of that. So anywho, it's your boy Kahuna Silver signing out, and I hope y'all don't take this as a diss, but this is also a warning plus something that you need to hear. A lot of people la this because they don't want to hear it, but the truth hurts. Just like with the cloud gaming thing with the Nintendo, with me right now, I'm having a hard time accepting cloud gaming as a way to get the next generation code ports. Like I said, I'm good with the PS3 looking ports. Power is no issue to me no more. But it is what it is these days, man. Every system got its kinks and every system got its drawbacks. Yeah, but I'm out. Deuces.